So the statement on the screen says Joe Schoen has had 90% good process and 10% good results, and the 10% bad process is reason for the 90% bad results. This is from Ethan GSN, fellow podcaster. And with this one, I think that this is an egregious overreaction, and I disagree with just about everything in this statement. You ran it back in 2022. You didn't get the Saquon deal done before the bye in 2022, and then you ended up having to franchise tag him and build him a fugazi one-year contract that had some incentives in it that were almost unreachable. You then evaluated Saquon's market entering 2024 at $7 million AAV. He then signed with the Philadelphia Eagles for damn near $13 million a year. You allowed your division rival to go in and sign him as a free agent after people in your own front office were questioning, you don't think a team that's ready to contend would sign a guy like Saquon Barkley? You thought that Devin Singletary could replace him, and the verdict is not quite yet out, but this first game and this first performance was not good, along with the preseason performance where he was averaging 2 yards per carry. You paid Daniel Jones $160 million, $40 million a year, $92 million guaranteed when there were other quarterbacks out there on the market for a fraction of the price, like Baker Mayfield, like Jacoby Brissett, like a Marcus Mariota. You didn't draft a quarterback. Your draft process has been terrible, and that might be a compliment, to be honest. You only have guys like Wan'Dale Robinson, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Micah McFadden to show from your first 2 drafts. Your third draft is looking like it's headed in the same direction, minus Malik Neighbors. You drafted Wan'Dale Robinson over a elite wide receiver 1 like George Pickens. You didn't draft a quarterback this past draft in 2024 when Michael Penix Jr. and J.J. McCarthy were sitting right there for you at 6. You went with the shiny Ferrari to try to salvage the situation because you paid that quarterback $160 million. You mismanaged the Tyrod Taylor injury by playing Tommy DeVito when Tyrod Taylor was healthy. You traded for Isaiah Simmons, a guy who did not see the field not for one snap this past game against the Minnesota Vikings, and really has been pretty underwhelming as a New York Giant, and they cannot find a position for him. And I thought that the best fit for him was with a guy like Wink Martindale in a positionless defense. But your head coach found a way to skew the relationship with him and Wink Martindale, and Wink Martindale is no longer a New York Giant. You replaced Tyrod Taylor with Drew Lock, and that seems to be going completely left. And because of this way that you mismanaged Tyrod Taylor's injury and you played Tommy DeVito over him when he was healthy, that was one of the major reasons why Tyrod Taylor decided to sign with the New York Jets this offseason, and he got more money. He was the best quarterback on the roster last year, no doubt about it, bar none, hands down. You've drafted tight ends in 2 out of 3 of your drafts. You've addressed tight end every year that you've been here. Drafted Daniel Bellinger, drafted Theo Johnson in this past draft. You used a 3rd-round pick to bring in and trade for Darren Waller, an aging tight end that most of the league and the NFL community knew was ready for retirement. Instead, you tried to fit him in this system and play wide receiver 1 for Daniel Jones, and that didn't work. And now, although it has just been week 1, we've seen Brian Burns go out there and have a pressure rate of 5%, a pass rush win rate of 5%. And you're paying this guy $28 million a year. There is more time for him to salvage that and get better. But to me, this statement on the screen is an absolute overreaction. There's no way to look at it. And I think I'm willing to give Joe Schoen the benefit of the doubt to at least finish out this year, see how this draft class is going, and see where the New York Giants' results may land. Because there is no way that winning just 6 games this year should be the measurement of success for the New York Giants. You absolutely need wins. And when Dan Duggan asked Joe Schoen, how are we going to equate the progression of the New York Giants and getting better, because John Mara is asking for us to get better and show productivity and show results, I think that Joe Schoen would have been better suited to just say that, yeah, we need to have a winning record this year, and the goal is to win as many games as possible.